Did you miss me? 5 Minute Fridays are back, and here we go. The question I received was, what do you do when you're working for a coach that you don't know? Now, I did this one time in my career. I worked for a coach I did not know, or anyone close to me did not know the coach personally. And looking back at what I would have done differently, this is what it would be. The two things I would have focused on getting to know or having to know would have been the how and the why. And I'll break down what that means here. So the biggest thing you want to understand when I say the how is how a coach does things. What is the structure of that coach's program, right? You're going to work there every single day, right? You're going to have expectations inside that program in the player development role. You're going to want to see how you grow. You're going to grow in that role. You're going to do a lot of things. So you want to know the structure. How does this coach do things? The first question you need to get answered if you're going to work for a coach that you don't know is, how does this coach see player development? How do they see it? How will they allow you to be impactful in the role? How will they get you resources, right? You want to know the how, like how this player development thing, how will it look? How will it look? You know, I asked the question, is it going to be me? Will I be able to hire staff? You know, will I be able to do certain things? You need to know the how. And as you know the how and the structure of player development, then you're able to ask other questions in the program about the how. You have to understand the structure of how a coach is going to do it, or an administrator. If you're going to student athlete development, maybe you have an AD, you have to understand the how, the structure. How will things get done? Structure of how will I be evaluated? You got to find that out. So that's the first thing. If you're working for someone, be it a coach, AD, whoever in sports that you do not know, and I'm talking specifically from the player development role, which is what I was in, you have to understand the how of things that get done. Now, some of you are probably watching, it's like, what's player development? Player development is the enhancement of the athlete experience through holistic and intentional programming and initiatives. This channel here is dedicated to all things player development. So if you've learned anything, please like, and I need to tell you what a like does. When you like a video, it shares it with someone who is in the same boat as you, who is wanting to know more about player development. So when you like, this video is exposed to other people. So thank you for the likes. Now, the second thing you need to know is the why. So we understand the how, the structure. You need to understand the why. The why is the purpose. Why does this coach do this? Now, I know some of you all have read Simon Sinek's Start with a Why, but it's very important. So if I know the structure, okay, this is how player development looks like. But why do you want player development? Why? What's the purpose of this? Why does this matter to you? Why are you giving me a title, a salary, different things, resources? Why? So you have the structure of this is how things are doing, but you got to understand the why for a coach, because there are some coaches that have a great structure. This is what it'll look like, but may not have a great why. And I had to work with that. Like, great structure, everything sounded great on the interview, but the why, there's no why, right? Oh, I want this, or I want this. And things do change. Purposes change. I understand that. But you want to make sure there's some concrete reason of why. Then you go through, like I said, with the how, the why. Okay. Why player development? Okay. Now I got to evaluate it this way. Why am I evaluated this way? Okay. Maybe I get a lot of time in front of the players. Why am I getting a lot of time in front of players? Why am I not getting a lot of time in front of the players? Whatever it may be, you know, what did that person do? Who was the last person that was in the role? Why are they not in the role now? You need to ask yourself, right? Okay, that's important. I was at a university. Should I say that? That's important. I am going to say it. I was at a university. I was let go. They've had 4 different people in that role since, 3 to 4 different people in that role since. So if you're applying for that position, you want to know why. Why is there so much turnover? Okay. So you need to know the how and the why. The how, when you're getting, once again, going back to, if you're getting hired by a coach you do not know, you need to know the how. The how tells you the structure, how things are structured. The why tells you the purpose into why everything happens, right? You need to know those two things. You can answer a lot of other questions, but if you know those two things, it will help you be able to understand if you will or if you won't work for somebody who is in that space or who is capable of hiring. You need to know those two things. So there it is for you all, that as we get to the football season, unfortunately, people are going to get fired. Coaches are going to get fired. It's going to happen in a lot of sports. It's unfortunate. It is part of the business. I do not want to sound like I am coarse to that, I guess would be the right word. It is part of business. I've been fired twice, you know. So some of you all will have opportunities coming. Some of you all may get taken from a place to another place. That happened to me twice. Well, come on over here. So you need to understand what it's like to work for a new coach. Remember, you need to know the how and the why. Well, while I got you here, want to talk about the Player Development Summit right here. I'm going to grab it real quick. Give me a chance to grab it. Want to talk to y'all about the Player Development Summit. It is in person in Kansas City. Yes, we're going to be in person. We changed our name from the Player Development Conference to the Player Development Summit. It will be in person here in Kansas City in May 2025. Be on the lookout. And if you want to stay up to date, please click the link in the show notes. And if you enjoy this video and you want to dive deeper into the how and whys and things like that, I have the Player Development Academy, where I am giving the fundamentals of player development to those who are interested. It is taking you from one place of understanding to not only understanding, but being able to put things in action to create the impact you want to see in an athlete's life today. So that's 5 Minute Friday for today. I have a great one, and I'm gonna get back to making content because I miss making content. I miss y'all. If you have any questions, put them in the show notes. There's a link. Ask me your questions and have a great one. And I want to see you. I want to see you at the Player Development Summit. As I always say, go out and create generational impact. Don't wait, create that generational impact today.